Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right, this is David Cogan. Incredible morning of heroes it's been. I mean, we had the founder of UGG brand, the famous sheepskin boots. And we just interviewed the grandson of Conrad Hilton. That's right, the former executive of the iconic Hilton family hotel brand. But it doesn't stop there. Our next hero has done more for advocating for social and environmental justice than many others have done in multiple lifetimes. Today we have with us Van Jones. He's the founder of Dream Core, Rebuild the Dream, Green for All, and so many more. Good morning to you, Van. Please share with us some more details about some of these programs or initiatives that you've created.
Well, first of all, it's just an honor to be here with you and also to be in such great company. I think I'm probably like a lot of your listeners in that I'm very concerned. You know, I look on television, I look at my social media feeds, and I just see so many things that we could be doing better. And I've decided to spend the time I have on this earth to try to do something about the stuff I can do something about. And so, I have lived and worked in Oakland, California, and was really blessed to get a couple of programs going there. Green for All, a campaign to get solar jobs and solar training to young people in the hood. That program is continuing to go well. And Yes, We Code, working with 15 technology companies, including Twitter and Pinterest, so they can create apprenticeships and internships for folks growing up in poverty and giving them a way out, and also working on with Newt Gingrich on a lot of these issues that are criminal justice issues, especially when you're talking about people who are having their addiction criminalized. They're hooked on something that's illegal. They're trying to get off. They can't get off. They wind up going to prison. That's something that I think is a tragedy and a crime in and of itself, and especially this opioid crisis. I have a very close friend, Prince, the rock star. He did what the doctors told him to do. He was having hip pain. He started taking these opioids, and like so many other people in America, about one every 20 minutes, he died because opioids are very, very powerful pain reliever, but they also have powerful addictive qualities. And we got too many people dying because they did what the doctors told them to do. And so Newt Gingrich and Patrick Kennedy and myself have created a new thing. It's called opioidrecovery.org, opioidrecovery.org. And it's a serious effort to do something about this crisis of people dying because they were trying to deal with the pain that they were experiencing in their bodies, and they wind up losing their lives.
I mean, it's just an incredible of what you do and how involved you are in the community. And certainly, yes, as being the co-founder of Advocates for Opioid Recovery. Again, you can go to opioidrecovery.org. We'll also have the website listed on Eliances.com, the place where entrepreneurs align. You're also a CNN commentator. In fact, you've been the host of CNN Crossfire. You've contributed on such topics as President Obama's administration policies, Supreme Court decisions, Ferguson protest, even the 2016 Republican primary. What's some tips, though, that you can also, too, maybe share with someone who, you're so articulate in your thoughts and everything, and we have many listeners that, they want to become and they want to be able to be as articulate as you are. Can you provide maybe some secret tips for those that are gathering their thoughts to be able to be doers in the community and speak and be articulate?
Well, I tell you, one of the things that I have always done since I was a young adult, if you want to be a great musician, you have to listen to great music. You got to practice, you got to perform, but you also have to listen to great music. I feel as a public speaker, you got to listen to great public speeches, and so I have an iPod that exclusively has on it all the speeches of Churchill that were recorded, all the speeches of Dr. King, of Bobby Kennedy, all the great speakers, and then also the great stand-up comedians, because you got to have comedic timing. And sometimes, some of the better slam poets, because it's just that expressive quality, that dramatic quality. And so if you see me walking through an airport and I've got my earbuds in, a lot of times I'm not listening to music. I'm listening to a great speech, and that, I think, is an important dimension that we tell people, go to Toastmasters. That's important. Take this class. But you've got to listen to good public oratory, and I've done that for years.
Incredible. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes. Are you a hero? Make sure you go to Eliances.com, Eliances.com. And we're speaking with Van Jones. And you could reach what he is speaking about is opioidrecovery.org. So make sure you go to that website, or you can go to Eliances.com. And Van Jones, just turn on the news. You will always see him. He is just incredible. In fact, too, you've been recognized time after time. Being someone who gets things done. In fact, you've been spotlighted on several lists of high achievers, World Economic Forum, Rolling Stone's 12 leaders who get things done. In fact, even Time's 100 most influential people in the world. These are huge accomplishments. What's the best advice you can give to our listeners who are looking to help change the world like you have and continue to do? Where should they start?
Well, I think you should start very close to home. Everybody wants to change the world, but they have a difficult time changing their family or changing their neighborhood or changing what's going on at work. So I think, I would encourage people always to start small. When we first started working on Green for All, and the idea was what we wanted to do was to get solar job training and solar jobs to young people from urban backgrounds. We didn't start off with millions and millions of dollars and a lot of success. We started off with just going down to the Oakland City Council and making a proposal and getting, frankly, a small amount of money. But once you had a couple of people bought into it, and you had a good handful of 5 or 10 students, suddenly you have something. And 5 or 10 students, based on that, Nancy Pelosi wanted me to go to Washington, D.C. in 2007, which I did, to talk to Congress about this little program. That little program wound up being the centerpiece for a bill that George W. Bush signed into law later in 2007, and it wound up getting funded in multiple millions of dollars to spread across the country. But it started off with just a couple of us going down to Oakland City Council and making a proposal. It's amazing how if you do something that you believe in, and you're willing to persist, and you're willing to keep trying, and you're not going to take no for an answer, but you're willing to listen to the why of the no, not the fact of the no, but the why of the no, and change and improve, it's amazing how much difference you can make. But you never start off. Well, it's very rare. And these kids with these apps and stuff like that, they might start off in the tens and hundreds of millions, but usually your first demonstration projects are going to be relatively small, and then from there you might wind up helping to run the program out of the White House like I did.
You have accomplished so much. It's overwhelming. We could do a full day show just on some of the things that you have done. You've seen strong communities, and you've seen ones that are much in need. In fact, you even mentioned it at the beginning of our interview. You're a family man. You have 2 sons.
Yep.
What's the advice that you can give to helping guide our youth on a productive journey like you've done so well?
Well, it's funny. Like, I was born in '68, so I'll be 48 this year. I'm twice as old or 3 times as old as today's young people. So I relate well to young people, but I'm definitely not one. And they're going through a whole different set of challenges than I faced. I didn't have to deal with social media and getting bullied, or you go home and you open up your social media feed. It turns out everybody's at a party that you weren't invited to. When I was growing up, you might have found out about that on Monday morning. You didn't find out about it in the middle of the party, and you got to sit there all night looking at your friends have a good time and wondering why you're left out. So these young people are going through stuff that's very, very hard for us to empathize with. The one thing I would say to anybody who's young or who knows young people is that any skill that you have, any passion that you have, you will never regret the time you spend developing it. especially if you develop it in service to others. If you're a good writer, if you love photography, if you love making videos, if you love making video games, if you do that and you say, well, I'm going to do it for a cause, though. I'm going to do it to help, stop bullying, or I'm going to use it to help climate, or I'm going to use it, out of concern to stop violence. Once you take your talent and you put it against a cause, not only do you develop your talent faster because your motivation is there, just vanity is not a good enough motivation, and usually there's not enough money in anything for money to be the motivation, not when you're first starting out. So, being truly dedicated to something, but also when you're truly dedicated, other people come around to help. And the mayor or, a philanthropist or the head of the school board or your principal or your university chancellor might never have wanted to help you if you were just out there for your own vanity and profit. But when they realize you're out there trying to help with, animal rights or whatever your cause is, they often will be much more generous, much more supportive. They'll give you more mentorship. They'll lift you up. They'll praise you. They'll introduce you to people. And it turns out that doing well, doing good for others is also doing well for your own development. And I don't think we tell young people that enough. Take your talent, take your passion, put it against a cause. All your itches you want scratched for vanity and money will come up later. But your itch to make a difference, you make that central, it's amazing what you can get done.
Fantastic, and I'm going to make sure my children listen to exactly what you just said. Van Jones, you could reach him going to opioidrecovery.org or Eliances.com, and I'll tell you, a hero is one that is the voice for their community, a doer, a builder, and taking risks, advocating for social and environmental justice. That's our hero, and that's Van Jones. Thank you again, David Cogan with Eliances.
You have been listening to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups. To present your superpower, visit www.eliances.com. To unmask Eliances heroes' secret identities, be sure to tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. right here on Money Radio 1510 and 99.3 FM.